Howdy everybody, it's Manic Mark coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the art villa found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. I blew the opening. The last video I made, I blew the opening. And I kind of blew this one too because I left out the middle part. But I do that sometimes. Why? Because I do what I want. Okay. Now today, I told myself, I know it's only been what? No, it's only been a day for you because I made the video that I waited a day, that I posted it, then I posted... No, I may post this one tomorrow, so it'll seem like bored. I'm trying not to make as many videos because there's other things to do, and you've got other things to do. We all do, and if I wait, there's more content. There's more content. Walking in circles. Where does this book come from? Walking in circles before lying down. It's down here. I don't know what it means. But that's basically what I'm doing in life. It's just walking in circles and I take a nap. Anyway, there's just a couple of things. One is, I'm just going to start out with, and I don't know where this is going because I don't plan anything. You know that. But things they're just right here. Is this it? Just one thing? Or more than one thing? It's just one thing. Things that I hate. I've only got one of them a day, and it's old. In the sketchbook, it's old because I didn't have time to do a thing on it. And I'm just going to start out this video with something horrible, and it shows my lack of sensitivity. Careful, lizard girl! I want you to go into another dimension and come back right now. Another dimension. Go into another dimension and come. Disappeared. Now you're back. You're back now. Okay. Dimensional lizard person. They walk amongst us. Well, just do it. It's that congresswoman that got shot in the head while I was working. It's horrible. It's horrible that happened. Wow. I'm just checking on the charge at how much battery life is left in this camera. Anyway, it was horrible. And even though I disagree probably with everything she stands for, I still think it's horrible. It happened. But what could be more horrible than that? What's more horrible, please, for God's sakes, is that, I think it was Fox News, for Christ's sakes. They got her handler on television, and like, well, what happened today, Mr. Handler? Well, today, Gabby asked for a piece of toast. And I could not believe I was sitting here watching television set with this guy on it, telling the world that she asked for a piece of fucking toast. I realize what the significance of that is, but a piece of toast. And then 3 days later, she started to sing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star." I know it's an exercise, but it's just they just leave that. In this day and age, I don't understand it. Nobody's left in peace to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Why does this person have to come on TV to tell us that she asked for toast? Drives me crazy. Anyway, we're going to the next thing. I know I'm going to get hate mail for that. You don't understand anything. You're horrible. And that was a miracle. I know. That's not my point. It's not my point. Okay, the other thing, because I work hard. When you work hard, people, you know, you gotta splurge on something because you're working hard, and it may just be paying bills. Let's hope that you get some satisfaction when you go to work and you come home and you can pay a few bills off. You know what I'm saying? But there's something because I'm kind of a tech guy, you know, even at this age, and I'm running out of energy to keep. I never kept up with any of it. How many people out there feel like if you're 12 years old and you do nothing, you have no responsibilities, you can keep up on things. But when you're and you have responsibilities, it's just that there are very few things. So, and I refuse to go out and buy an iPhone. I mean, I just think that's pointless. Why? No, because maybe you need it for business. Like if I was still, as a designer, if I had a design firm, I would have an iPhone only because then I could take it to meetings and lay it on the counter wherever I was having my meeting, and people would think I was with it. I had an iBook. I would go out and buy expensive laptops, not because I used them, no, because I would take them to meetings and I would set them on the thing. Look, I'm keeping up with things. That's all it was a prop. I didn't have time. I went back to the office and did all my work on the big machine, right? In the other life before I started drawing alien penises for a living. That's right. But with all that said, I had to get one of these. Oh, and I broke down. And when the iTouch first came out, big money. And I bought the thing. It's like, and you think that me collecting records, that this is something that I could use. No, I don't put anything. I don't spend all my day. I got so many things to do. I don't. So it just sat there. A couple times in the summer, I would go out. It'd be a nice evening. I'd go sit on the back porch. It's fun to connect to the wireless network and listen to some music or something like that. A couple times I did that, but I very rarely have any time just to expend it listening to music, other than the records that I find, which takes up all my time. Anyway, but this magical device, as you all know what it is now, this is no secret to any of you. I went out and I bought myself an iPad, and hoping that I wouldn't feel like I wasted my time. But I had a plan when I went out, and you just see I turned it on, and of course you all know how it works. And I don't know, there's nothing for me on here for me. Well, I've got some photographs on here. There's me and the poor Army Jeeps that sat in the garage forever now. That was a show I went to, and there I am with the Army Jeep. That's just back here. It actually ran at one time. There you go. So anyway, the thing of it is, I decided to go buy an iPad. I got the low-end model, and I didn't go for the I don't know why people are doing that. You know the Wi-Fi thing? I mean, I'm going to get technical here. You have to pay extra for it, okay? And you think, well, that's great. I can have the cell phone technology, and I can get online wherever I can get online at. But then you realize that the data plan is like, what, $25 a month or something like that. But if you don't read the fine print and realize that there's only a very limited amount of downloading of data that you can download, like what is it, like 3 gigs or less than that or something like that. You can barely watch two videos a month, and then you're over your limit. It's not very, and the reason for that is because cell phone carriers perhaps did not, or there was no time to ramp up for like the iPhone, like these wonderful things that we have, and all this information is going, and all the people are going blah blah blah. I got to cut out the blah 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 stuff because that sounded pretty childish. But there's every person that's in front of you in a car at a light that turns from red to green, and they're sitting there. They're on a phone. Every person in every car in the universe is on the phone. What's wrong? Get off the phone. Anyway, I just wanted to say this is great because I bought it. Why did Manic Mark buy this? Give us a reason to buy the iPad. Well, the iPad is going to be more it's smaller, easier to handle than a laptop. It's more impervious to the elements, like down here in the Manic Mark studio where it's dusty and dirty and filthy and slimy. It's going to hold up better. All right. I bring it down here when I'm sitting upstairs in the winter version of the Manic Mark Art Studio where it's slightly warmer. Except today, it's very wonderful out today. I went out today and did some gardening. Yes, it's the middle of February, and I'm clean. And there's little sprouts coming up, even in February, and there's been snow on the ground up until just like a few days ago, cleaning up the gardens. Anyway, upstairs where I'm drawing, if I have to look up a communist, I can do it. I can type in the name and look up a communist and go, hey, that's what that communist looks like. And then I can render a likeness, Manic Mark likeness of the communist, and be very happy that I didn't have to go into the other room and look at the big machine, which is at least 5 feet away. I can just do it right there. But the point is, I don't have to break my train of thought, and I can do it down here, where it's much harder to go up. It's reference. It's quick and dirty reference. That's what I got it for. That's pretty much the only thing. Plus, I could take it to lunch with me sometime, and I could lay it on the counter and go, look how cool I am. I've got an iPad. Don't you hate me? Aren't you jealous? I'm really being crazy here, and I'm probably... Oh! The whole point of this whole deal here is I wanted to tell you about the experience. Cut all the other crap, iPod crap out. You don't need to know any of that. What you need to know is the experience I had when I went to buy the thing. I'm like in the bunker all the time. I'm so disconnected with everything by choice. Because everything makes me nervous, okay? I'm disconnected with everything because it makes me nervous. I'm down here in the bunker system. Sometimes I have no choice. Like if I don't want something to be mailed to the house and sit in the mailbox, like an iPad, I venture out into mamby-pamby land to buy something. It's very rare, which is not good because when I go out, it makes it even worse. But I'm driving. It's this big mall. I'm driving. You know, I'm in my rusty Jeep, right? 20-year-old Jeep. I'm driving with the horn button that's broken off. It's all rusty and there's junk inside. Not like old newspapers. It's not that bad, but it's not tidy. And the radio doesn't work, and I don't have a little cradle for a cell phone. You know, the dash panels don't light up ice blue in this vehicle. I'm lucky if enough of them light up so I know kind of what's going on with the engine and everything, right? So the old man pulling into the parking lot of this big fancy mall, all this like the Cheesecake Factory. What the hell is that? Why do you need such a big building to sell cheesecake out of? I have no idea. And there's all these others. I have no idea what are in these stores, and I really, frankly, don't care, which is why I don't go to these places. So I know I've been in the Apple Store a year ago, and it's just I didn't have the same. It's basically the exact same experience when I had to buy my machine. I'm doing it again. They put it all the way in the back. You can't go in from the street, so I got to go in through the mall entrance, and there's a ramp, probably there for all people like myself. Watch it. You won't fall down, old person. I'm tottering up and the reason I'm tottering as I go up the ramp is not because I can't walk. It's because I'm getting like lightheaded because I'm in this and everybody's looking at me and I'm like, no, and the world's going around and around. I'm starting to hear theremin music, you know, in the background because it's just so weird. When I walk into place, I'm walking up the ramp, I'm tottering, there's too much light, I can't hardly shade my hand from the light. It's like a vampire coming out just before daybreak, you know, and you know that the light's going to come in and just turn you into a pile of red smoldering ash. That's what I felt like. And then there's these really fine looking, somewhat older women, like maybe like in their 30s. In there, and they've got this gym clothes on, and they're looking, and they're walking really fast. I realize they're mall walkers. I'm not completely out of it, but they're walking around. I'm like, God, why would you go to the? Isn't there a better place, like someplace where you can listen to birds to go for a walk? I have no idea. I make without falling down. And passing out with having an anxiety attack and passing down. I get into the Apple Store. Well, I go on Sunday, early on Sunday, hoping that there won't be many people there. And the place is packed wall to wall. I cannot believe it. There's 1 million people in the Apple Store, and there's 1 million employees. I cannot believe it. Yeah, I would like to have a store, yes indeed, where I would have to hire 30 people to come in to manage all the traffic that comes into the store, you know? So I'm walking in and I'm trying not to bump into all these people with their fancy shoes and their fancy clothes. And it looks like they had a bath in like 3 days. And then I'm walking around like this, like Frankenstein. I'm walking through and I finally get around to where the table where the iPads are, you know, past everything else. And there's nobody at that table. Why? Well, apparently Apple, you know, everybody else knows they're going to release a new version of this and soon. And nobody wants the old one, right? Somebody told me that. Wait for the new one. Wait for the new one. It's coming out. And I'm thinking, well, and I went home and I researched it. And Apple never said anything. It's speculation. And there's a camera and maybe, and it's all wish list, right? And I'm not going to wait for that. But like a week later, of course, like, well, we're going to release the new iPad. It's going to have a camera in it. At the same price, it's got to be thinner, faster. There's got to be a camera in it. Well, you know, and when you tell people that you bought an iPad and there's another one or a computer or anything, and they know another one's coming out within, you know, a week or so, what did they say? Did they say this? They say, well, I'm happy for you. You're enjoying it? No, they say, why didn't you wait for the new one, you big dumbass? Cracks me up. Oh yeah, never mind. I'm going to cut all that out. So anyway, I'm in there. I'm walking around like this, and I get to the iPads, and I'm like, oh man, there's like 1 million people there wearing blue shirts. These are the employees, and I'm looking around like, maybe somebody will take the risk, take the chance, and come up and talk to the old stupid guy that doesn't know what he's doing. It's obvious, like he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm thinking to myself, well, I do kind of really know what I'm doing, but I'm just really uncomfortable with this store situation here. And so I walk back to the counter. Maybe somebody will take pity on me, and I'm looking at the accessories. I'm going, well, here's a case. I want the case. I'm going to get a case for it because I like it to be pretty and nice for a while. So I pick up the case. I'm holding it like this. And somebody finally notices that there's an old man standing in the middle of the store, kind of leaning from left to right. He looks like he's going to pass out into the case. Sir, can I help you with that case? And I said, yes, I would like an iPad to put into my case. Well, we can help you with that. It's this cute little girl. She's wearing Converse tennis shoes, of course, right? You know, I can't hear. And I don't know if I'm at that stage where I have to get a hearing aid. But I'm not being like an old man stubborn about it. But I'm not going to just run out and get one and go to the doctor either. I'm not like that. There's this line I have to cross between, like, I'm not sure old man stubbornness and taking care of an issue but I'm close, but I'm not at that. But with all this in the story, and this woman, and they've proven that women's voices, and you think if you're married and your wife says, "You never listen to me," well, it's not that you're not listening, it's just that frequency that you can't hear, and it's the truth, okay? You cannot hear your wife's bitching. No, I didn't mean, I gotta cut all out, it's not right either. Anyway, so, and I can't hear her, and she's not bitching, she's just trying to sell me an iPad, and there's so many people in the store, and I said, "Yeah, you're pretty busy today." "Oh, this is a slow day, old man." "Usually we're busier." Like, oh, Jesus Christ. So anyway, I say the only question I have is, because I'm thinking this thing works just like the iTouch, right? And it's no different, but I don't know that for sure because I didn't look deeply into it. And all I want to know is, when I plug this thing in, will it show up as an icon, like a hard drive icon on my desktop, on my tower, my main machine? Because I'm thinking it would just be nice if it was more like a computer and I can just, you know, swap stuff back and forth without going through iTunes and iPhoto and all that crap that I really don't use. I don't use because I didn't start out using it. If you just bought a Mac and you learn how, you probably love the stuff. It works well for you, but for me, it's just like it gets in the way because, of course, I did everything differently, and I don't care. I'm done. I got to stop. I got to go on. So she doesn't know. I'm like, oh, my one question. I'm thinking, no, I just want the iPad. She goes, well, I can go find out. I'm like, no, that means I'll have to stand here tottering from side to side longer than if you just give me the damn thing. I'll sign the receipt. I'll go figure it out. But then she has to ask me all these questions. And she's, well, do you want our Apple Care policy? I'm like, oh, what? Apple Care. What? Apple Care? Like, no, I'll be fine. And then it's like she has to try to explain it to me. Well, if everything happens after 30, 40, 90 days, I'm like, I kind of like, no, whatever it is, no, I just want, and then she's, what, do you want your receipt printed, or do you want it written on your skin with a penknife, or email? I'm like, what? Email it to me, okay? Then I'm thinking I should ask for it printed, because now I got to turn my printer on and go upstairs and print it out. Oh, that's beside the point. Let's go on. So finally I get the thing. Oh, and then she asked me for a bag. Would you like it in a bag? And I'm thinking, what? In a bag? In an Apple bag? Yeah, that would be nice. So we have to wait. We have to stand there. This is the most uncomfortable part of the whole thing, because I can't hear her. And I'm waiting for my Apple bag to come out with my iPad in it. And she has to small talk with me. Okay, she's probably 16. I don't know. She's really young. And she goes, well, what are you going to use your iPad for? And I said, well, I'm going to use it in my, I'm trying to think of a nice way. I'm going to use it in my studio. In your studio? I said, yes. Well, what do you do? And I went, oh, I'm an artist. And then she says the magic question. She asked the magic question. Manic Mark, this is the magic question that everybody asks and you don't know what to do with. Well, what kind of art do you do? Like, fuck! Don't ask me that question in a store with 1 million people in it. I'm tottering from side to side. I can't hear you. And I have to explain the kind of art that I do. It's like, God! Ugh! So what I do now is I usually say, well, it's kind of a cross between outsider art, folk art, cartooning, and graffiti. And then I just stammer and stutter, and I don't know how to, and I'm thinking like, oh man, the next question I really don't want to hear is, there a place where I can't just go look at your art? Because I really just, nobody should look at it. Because then I might have to explain more of what I do, and it's so complicated. I don't understand it, frankly. Yeah, I do understand it now, but I don't want to explain it. Oh man, so I'm thinking I got to change the subject. So I say, well, young cute little girl, adorable cute little girl, this isn't your fault, but I say, well, do you have to, what do you have to do here? Do they train you? Do you have to take any classes? And she looks at me dumbfounded. I'm like, oh crap. So I'm just like, this is just small talk. Just say something. And she looks at me and I said, well, you know, like, because of all the Mac is complicated. Do you have to take classes to keep up with everything? And she goes, well, no, sir, it's pretty easy to teach people to do this stuff. Like, thank you for helping me. But it's all personality. They hire us based on our sparkling personality. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, you know, the basics, yeah, I can understand that. And then you just got to get people to sign, you know, the receipt, and you're done, right? You just got to be happy and shiny. And she's very sweet. I'm not like, this is fine. She was a very helpful as she could be, you know, considering she didn't know whether the thing would show up as an icon. That was a question for the Genius Bar, apparently, where they do make people study and learn stuff and help people. Oh, and then she wanted, like, it'll only take 3 minutes, but we can help you set this up. And I'm thinking, no, that means you got to take it out of the box, and there's all these questions. You'll be punching buttons. And, oh, man. I said, no. Oh, and then I said, well, oh, here's the mistake I made. I've been using the Mac since 1986. Back when it ran on steam. You put coal into it, it created heat and steam pressure, and it made the 8-bit graphic screen do its thing, you know, in System 4.4, I think it started with, some version of 4. Oh my God, what a dinosaur. And she just looked at me. Well, somebody that's been using it as long as you have, of course. Why would you need any help? So I got the thing, I got it in my little plastic Apple bag, walked out to my car. I'm like, oh, I stopped sweating, and I got it. Had to sit there. I just felt like taking a nap, because then I knew if I take a nap, somebody would thought look, he's dead, and they would be knocking on the door, and the emergency squad would be there. And the embarrassment would just continue, and I had to get out of the parking lot. So I did all I could to get. I couldn't even wait for the light. I went up and out another entrance. I couldn't turn to get on the ramp. I had to turn around. I finally got on the freeway. I felt a lot better, and then I could go look for records, and I was fine the rest of the day. As I'm sitting like a mole in the record store going, oh, look at this record, oh, look at this record, look at this record, this is a fine record, this is a little bit too much, if it was only $1 cheaper, I might be able to buy this one. Anyway, so I got the iPad, I love it. It's a wonderful, magical device, so I highly recommend everyone go out and buy one, because it's cool. And oh, you open the $40 effing case, Apple, please. This case is not worth $40 fucking dollars. I'm sorry, Apple. It's not. I wish I would have held off on it and got a more sturdy, I think, and it gets dirty and it gets banged up. Everything, you go to Amazon and read all the reviews. It's all true. But what comes in this case is this little thing, a slip sheet. It comes in the case. It's sort of black, and nowhere on the box does it tell you what you use it for. It took me 30 minutes to find out that it's basically you just wipe fingerprints off the screen. Why? There's nowhere on Apple's website or on the box it just says use this microfiber fabric thing to clean the screen. They make you go figure it out. What's up with that anyway? I mean, the case is not horribly designed. I mean, it flips over and it locks in, and I haven't done that yet. I would have liked to have just gotten a sturdier one with a top that like clips in or something. I don't know. Anyway, I promised I wouldn't go on, and there I did it. I did it. There I did it again. That's okay. That's it. I'm going to go out. It's a nice day. I'm taking the dogs for a walk. I'm going to take the dogs to a park. Bye, everybody. It's been nice talking to you. Glad to be back. Bye.